Welcome back, or welcome to, if you haven't been here before, welcome back to Just Car Rob, or welcome to Just Car Rob, depending on your situation. All right, so we got a piece of 1x1 cut down the middle. So we're on a corner. We got a knife. Yep. Having shoulder problems. Doctor says it's frozen shoulder, Rob. Frozen shoulder. He got a frozen shoulder. I said, but it's not cold. He's not that. He's like not that kind of frozen shoulder. So here we are. Got to make Jordy a video. Yeah, got to make him a video. Okay, so Jordy made a keychain the other day of a wood spirit. So I'm gonna make a spit it out. I'm gonna make a keychain of a gnome, I think. Put his hat on. Yeah, well, guess we'll make this the top. We're gonna put a flip-flop on it, and round this over here, and we're gonna have it come back on an angle, like, yeah, like that. Up to our middle. Nice thing about working on a corner is you got a built-in middle line here, center line. Okay, guess we'll try getting the hat about the same on both sides. Don't have to be, but that's just the way my brain works. Something like that. Why does this line look longer than that line? I can't. It's out of the middle. Unless my back cut was cut crooked, which is always possible. Okay, so that's where our hat's going to be. Got our flex cut knife here. I'm just going to start here. Take that little chunk out there. Then watch your fingers on this one. Because when you get to the end, see how that popped off? So make sure them fingers are out of the way. And we'll come over here. We'll do the same thing. Am I in camera? Yep. All right. Make sure your fingers are out of the way. Make that cut there. And we can kind of come up like that. See how thin that edge is? We're just going to thicken that up a little bit. Yep. Then we can just push up to our stop cut. And do the same thing over here. Gonna get rid of that. Oop, that edge there. Undercut it. Back up here to our middle. And then we can go ahead and put the flip of our hat in there. Oop, a little bit off, like that there. And we can go ahead and roll that up to it. And we're going to bring that edge back so it looks like it's rounded over, right? Take that wood out there. And we can bring this up here. Always make this stuff a little bit bigger than you want it because, you know, you can always bring it down afterwards. You can take the wood away, but can't put it back. Like that. Take a little bit off this edge so it isn't so, see, I'm getting a chip out right there. Getting the chip out. It means I must not have cut my line in deep enough. I'm going to round this over on the top. Make it look like this is flipped over. And we can always come around the back here too and peel a little bit off there, and peel a little bit off here, and peel a little bit off here, and like that. Try to make this rounded. Don't gotta be perfect because you're gonna drill down here. You're gonna put your little doohickey to make your key holder. If you don't want to put it on your key ring, you can always come back here, put a magnet in it, hang it on your refrigerator. Something like that, yep. Okay, I think that's starting to look like a GNOME hat. You guys think it's starting to look like a GNOME hat? The GNOME.
Are you ready for the dreaded voiceover? Here we go. All right. Jordy said he hates the chipmunk voice, so I had to give him a little bit of it in the beginning there. Running at 2 times the speed. And we're working on the flip of the gnome hat there. Just to make it look like it's laid over a little bit. Actual time to make this was 2.5 hours my time. Okay, 2.5 hours of carving. Was the actual carving time on this? No. Plus 2 days. Okay, because the first day I had to stop. Had to stop and go away because my neck had locked up and I couldn't turn my head. And by the time bobblehead, bobblehead, by the time I got back to it, it was another day later. We're going to carve a bobblehead. Not that bobblehead. That's Star Wars bobblehead. We're going to carve a bobblehead. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but we'll carve it. Okay, that might be our next project. I don't know. I was thinking about carving a Smurf because I got, might as well finish off this piece of wood, right? So might as well go ahead and try carving a Smurf or something like that. The hat brought back Smurf memories. So we can carve another hat like that and make a little blue Smurf guy. But a bobblehead will be in the near future, depending on Warframe. Warframe is a game I've been playing on Xbox. And, yep, Warframe. Very weird game, yes. It's kind of like, I don't know, a weird drug that you don't like, but you got to keep taking it. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. So, in between next locking up and playing Warframe, we're going to carve something maybe. Cut that line in for the hat a little bit deeper. And doing a little knife in here. Push the head up underneath the hat, or in our case, it's going to be a beard. And we're going to put the center line in, then we're going to put a round nose. We're not going to do any eyes on this guy. We're going to kiss it. Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Yep, that's what we're going to do. So, got to draw my nose back on. It wasn't quite where I wanted it. Okay, we're going to plunge in. We're just going to make a straight line, and then we're going to put a 3-way chip cut in to give it a little shadow, just like you see right there. Okay, and boop, there you go. There you go. Pop that chip out of there. Then we'll go ahead and trace the nose around with the knife, like this. Watch your fingers, wear your safety gloves, wear your PPE, personal protection equipment. That's our drywall cutter. We're going to take that and we're going to put it someplace. And then we're going to come back with a diamond burr that doesn't fit this micromotor. Yeah. Okay, this is this does say it's an 1/8" diamond burr, but it seems like that shaft is just, it may be metric. It might be that 3mm metric. Okay, is what I'm thinking, but it's a little bit looser. Okay, so now we got our 3/32 shaft, carbide, which I need to get a new one because this one's about wore out. Chip that out with the knife a little bit. Do a little tracing around there. Don't worry, we'll be back with that carbide burr here in a second to dig the nose in deeper. And we're just gonna see how we're peeling that wood away. Yep. And I sped this up so you don't have to deal with 2 hours. So, you can see we're just undercutting that nose. Get the nose pop out. Trying to make sure it's the same on each side. Now we're going to come in and we're going to push the corners of that nose up underneath the hat. Otherwise, it looks like the nose is rolling into the hat. See how I'm plunging that in there a little bit? Pushing that into the corner. And then we'll round that nose over. We're going to make it like a ball almost. we got that diamond bit, and we're just going to smooth everything out. Smooth it all out. And dig up underneath the hat a little bit to separate the hat from the beard. Smoothly, smoothly, smooth. Okay, that's right there. I was going to plunge in with that diamond burr. See how loose that is? I was going to plunge in with the diamond burr to make some snot holes, but I could feel it slip in the chuck. And since I don't want to destroy the chuck on this micromotor, I've had this micromotor for like 3 years now, and it has not given me any problems. Okay, so we got a different brand, Amazon diamond burr out. It's a little finer than the other ones. The other diamond burrs will work fine in your Dremel because you got a collet that you tighten up. But with the micromotor, the collet, the burrs you're using with it have to be pretty close to the size that you need, that it is, because, plus if it's 10 thousandths too small, it will slip. And if it's 10 thousandths too big, it won't even fit in. I have had that situation, and as soon as I feel it slip, I take that burr and I throw it in the drawer for Dremel only. Just because it does, it slips in the micromotor collet doesn't mean it's a bad burr. It just means that you got to hold it a different way, right? I mean, if the knife cuts you, you're not going to throw it away. You're going to hold it a different way so it don't cut you, right? Right. Well, so we're doing a little swoop-de-doo cut there. Taking that, as we made the nose come out, we want to kind of let that hat, overhang overhang the nose. And there you go. That's him. There's your gnome. You guys can figure out the rest, right? No? You want more? Okay, if you're a glutton for punishment, I'll give you more. Here we go. All right, so we're going to peel the face back on this. We're not going to do a totally hairy face. A lot of my gnomes, they have the beard goes all over their face. We're going to take the rough edges off this hat. We're going to get rid of that sharp line, the sharp cut line. Where'd you go? Where'd you go, Rob? Alrighty then, I just had to readjust the cropping. And we're cutting the hat in. We're taking the sharp line off of the flop on the hat. Yep. Maybe I need to back out a little bit. Otherwise, I'm going to have to keep stopping and cropping and stop it. Stop, crop, and roll, right? Got to stop, crop, and roll with it. And we want to make sure that we're getting the roundness of that face even on both sides. Yep. I think we could speed this up even a little more. This is kind of dragging on and on. On and on. Okay. We'll roll that. We're trying to make the roundness of the barrel of the mouth here. Right? See how we're rounding that over? And then we can, yeah. I don't even know what the heck I'm talking about here. The flatness, the back, and blah, blah, blah. Yep. Okay, we're going to draw the beard on now. Here we go with the beard. Yep. Going to put that beard on. That's where our beard's going to be. And I think right about here is where I stopped filming. Or no, I did the mustache right. Then I had stopped filming. Okay. I made this mistake too because, well, not really. It's not really a mistake. I just changed my mind halfway through the project like I usually do. Okay. I noticed that it wasn't quite even on both sides, so I went back and just took a little more off. Okay. Now we can go up with the mustache and have them smiling. Oh, got the hiccups. Or we can go down with the mustache. I'm going to go down with the mustache. Hiccups. Going to go down with the mustache. Okay. Up that mustache. No, we got to make it a little bigger on that side. Yep. Okay. All right, so we're going to come in, we're going to trace it. Watch your fingers, please. Wear your PPE, personal protection equipment. Yes. Okay, now we're going to plunge in. See, we're going in deep with the knife there. We'll do the same thing on that side, and then we're going to go in there. Pop that chip out. Boop, just like that. Poof. There you go. Now we got, there you go. There's your mustache. Okay, then we're going to follow that line down, and we're going to follow it down on the other side, and we're going to come back up. We're going to take that wood out of there. You guys know how it goes. You got to be getting bored with all these repetitious videos. Repetition. Practice, well, okay, you could say, hey, this is just repetitive. Or you could say, hey, this is just a lot of practice, right? Okay, take that beard down a little bit. Just like that. All right, so it's now the next day. And here we go. Oh, there's a Santa Claus that I didn't finish. Got to finish him up. Got to make his eye. He got Chinese eyes. I'm going to have to open them eyes up a little more. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. All right, there we go. We're back in frame again. All right. So, changed my mind. Been watching Amy Jo. She's got a YouTube channel. Go over and check her out, Amy Jo. She's been carving a lot of hearts, painting a lot of hearts, making what do you call them things? You know, them things Jordy's always making. You carve a hole in it, you put a plant in it. What do you call that? Succulent holder. Yeah. So I decided, of course, halfway through the project, to change my mind. So I decided, a lot of fuzzies here, with Valentine's Day on its way, we're going to put a heart over his beard. Yep. A heart on the beard. And we're going to do that. And don't like that heart. Erase it. We got our special eraser here. We'll erase that heart. I want to make the heart bigger. Bigger than the beard. Yep. Bigger than the beard. Undercut the mustache a little bit more. Up. Dig in there. Chip cut. Boop. There. Now he's got a pie hole. He's got a pie hole now. Can eat pie. Okay. Having a problem with this. This has got to be out of that same lot of basswood I got from Amazon. Okay, so we're going to dig his cheeks in. We're not going to give him a full furry face. We could. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to give this guy some cheeks, but we're still not going to do eyes. Okay. This guy's face is barely bigger. I don't even think it's bigger than my thumb. Okay, so. And I don't know where my magnifying glasses is. I got some of them readers, like when I'm working on my computer, because I'm old and I got bifocals. For when I'm doing computer stuff, I bought, some of them cheap reader glasses, so I don't got to keep looking down through the bifocals. It's a real pain. Anybody that's got glasses knows what I'm talking about. Okay, when you're doing up close work and you're going to be doing a lot of it, you're better off just having a cheap pair of readers they can throw on and throw around and bang up and scratch up, and put your regular glasses every day going to church classes off to the side. Okay. So we got the cheek cut in. Got his little cheekies cut in. And we're going to draw the center line back in. And, yep, there we go. Center line, big heart. It's a big old heart. Because I don't just want a heart on his beard. I want little hands, little fingers holding the heart. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to go down the rabbit hole pretty quick here, guys. Just to forewarn you, you just thought it was going to be a little cute gnome face on a thing that you hang on your keys, right? No. There's some fingers for you. We're just going to put some fingers in there. Just three fingers, because my gnomes only have three fingers and a thumb, right? They're weird gnomes. They're a special Nordic breed of gnome. They're from Norway. Norway gnomes with 3 fingers, special breed, kind of like the two-legged cricket. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. Okay, so we got the fingers drawn on there. Now we have our micromotor with a little tiny script burr. And we're going to try it, and then we're not going to use it, okay? I tell you, you'll see further on here, the best way to do low relief carving like this, low relief, is to use your wood burner to, you can control the heat to cut your stop lines in. I found that out. Been over at Studio on Lake, has been doing it for years and years and years and years and years and years, using his wood burner to create stop lines. I have also done it, but not as much as Ben over at Studio on the Lake. So I'm just going to run my mouth because, I'm trying to get the foot pedal. That's what I'm doing. Trying to find the foot pedal for this micromotor. So I just got to run my face. I could cut all this out, but I might as well let you guys go through all the dreaded pain that I go through when I do this. All right, at that point, we're back again. Had to take a break. At that point, you can tell that the words that were coming out of my mouth were not matching the picture you were seeing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do a little knife work here. We're going to pop that heart out and cut the beard back in. And we're going to give them some little shoulders there. Like I said, we weren't going to do, but we're doing anyway. Like I said, once I got it going, went down that rabbit hole. It's the OCD that I got, right? I can't just stop at what I'm doing. OCD and bipolar disorder do not go together. Because you go manic, right, where you just can't stop doing. And then you go depressed where you can't do anything. That's where I've been visiting. It's a lovely place, not. And then the OCD kicks in where you got to do as much detail and crap to something as you can when you don't need to. But, okay, we're going to cut a lip in here. You don't have to. You can paint it in. Do it however you want. A little pink, a little pink paint you can put in there and put a little lip in there. But I did it since I got this tool in my hand. That's what I did. That's what I did. Now I'm cutting back. It's starting to create an arm. Even though, no arms, I was just going to do hands. What you should do is push your hands all the way out to the edge of the wood, right? Then just make your heart bigger. And you don't got to worry about arms because, it'd be like the hands are just coming around the beard. And that's what my brain had envisioned at one point in time, but, it didn't work. And this is what we came up with. Okay. It just doing it on the fly. Whatever pops into my head, which could be quite dangerous, gets translated into the wood, which could be ridiculous. Okay, ridiculous. Got the micromotor with that little tiny scripper again, and we're gonna cut them off right about there. I think, maybe I'll just cut them off right under the heart and call it good. I don't know. I'm going to I was going to trace the fingers out with it. I did it on one hand, and it was just so doggone fuzzy, I couldn't really see what I was doing. I couldn't see the lines. And that can be a bad thing when you can't see the lines. So you can see what I'm talking about here. The wood just goes, as the little tiny burr there cuts through it, it's just all fuzz. So it makes it hard to delineate the heart from the hand. So right about here, I'm like, well, this is not working. Throw that off to the side. Take the knife, cut some of that fuzz out of the way. Got the diamond burr and the other micromotor, and we're just going to trace around it, tapering that wood back, taper it back. At this point, I have not decided to put like low relief arms on them yet, but that's coming. Don't worry. And you can see we're just going around the fingers with this little diamond, little football, little flame burr diamond. Flame burrs are one of my favorite burrs to use because of the shape. It's one of my most favorite. Okay, so this, remember I was talking about wood burning? Okay, got to turn your heat down because if you got it up too high, it'll make that, because remember, we're doing low relief. This finger is going to be barely a 16th of an inch, maybe a 32nd, barely a 32nd of an inch above the heart, right? Because we're not dealing with very thick wood here, so we can't go super deep. We can't carve deeper. No, we can't. But you can see how we're using the, what do you call that thing? Wood burner. Yeah, that's it. And we're going to go around and we're just going to use it to make our stop lines and delineate our hands from our heart. And then I get carried away. I'm going to go ahead and wood burn this whole thing, waste more of your time, because I know this wood is very light in color. So instead of taking a pen or a pencil or whatever and tracing everything around, we might as well just wood burn it in, right? Just burn it in there, call it good, so we can actually see what the heck is going on here on camera. Okay, this is where I'm like, hey, why don't you just put a line across there and call it your elbow crease, right? So that's what we did. Elbow crease. Go up under the hat there. And up underneath the flippy flop, there's a couple little fuzzies. Wood burners are great for burning the fuzzies out too. Okay. So now we got a heart. We can take our knife, go back to where we cut our stop lines in. Like that there. And cut on 245-degree angles to give the crook of the elbow or the bend of the elbow, so you can kind of see it. Once it's painted, it's going to look marvelous. Just simply marvelous, I think. Maybe. Who knows? Could. Might not. I don't know. Do you know? Jordy Johnson at Carving Fusion, do you know? It's all Jordy's fault anyway. He's the one making me carve this gnome keychain thing. So we're just going to bring in a little bit to make the, like your elbows stick out a little bit more. Plus it's going to thicken up the wood there so it doesn't want to break. As big as this guy's getting, he's probably going to end up being a refrigerator magnet. All I wanted was a little face to hang on a keychain, and then Amy Jo was making her doggone hearts, and I'm like, oh, Valentine's Day is coming. So I might as well go ahead and just make a thing to stick on the refrigerator with a heart. Last year I made a, good Lord, what did I make last year? Did I make something last year? I don't know. I skipped a lot of holidays last year. You can see we're taking the heart down. So that them little fingers stick up. You can just barely feel them with your thumb. All right, guys. That's it for this one. Share, subscribe, and like. Be awesome. Carve something awesome. And we will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.